The world is not run by the smartest or the kindest. It is not run by the most talented or hardworking. Look at those at the top, commanding attention and resources. They possess a different operating system. You have been told intelligence is IQ and memory. That is a lie to keep the workforce productive. True power uses a darker intellect, the ability to read hidden human currents, to understand what is said in silence, and to command reality without needing to be liked. Most people are sleepwalking, reacting to emotions they don't understand, manipulated by unseen forces. They are pawns who believe they are players. If you are tired of being outmaneuvered, of playing a game where only you lack the rules, listen. This is not about morality. It is about survival. Machiavelli was not a villain, but a realist among optimists. He knew the gap between how we wish people behaved and how they actually do is where you are destroyed. You have tried to be good, transparent, and understood. What has it brought you? Betrayal, exhaustion, and being overlooked while the less talented rise. That ends now. We will outline 9 laws of dark intelligence. These are not affirmations, but psychological weapons to dismantle manipulation and build mental autonomy. But be warned, this knowledge is irreversible. Once you see the strings, you cannot unsee them. You will see the lies in relationships, the power plays at work, and the weakness in your own reflection. If you are not ready to kill the part of you that clings to victimhood, leave. For the rest, welcome to the truth. Number 1, the law of selective silence. Most people talk to fill a void, terrified of the silence where they must face themselves. So they babble, explain, and overshare. They hand over the blueprint of their mind and become predictable. And if you are predictable, you are controllable. Dark intelligence begins when you stop using words for validation and start using them as precision tools. The one who speaks least holds the most power. Information is currency. When you speak, you spend. When you listen, you collect. Think. When were you last intimidated? Not by someone making threats, but by the person sitting perfectly still, watching, saying nothing. That silence creates a vacuum, and within it, power grows. Of course. Here is the passage reworded for greater depth and impact, with all music cues removed while maintaining its core message and a similar tone. Human nature abhors a vacuum. When you remain silent, the discomfort of others compels them to fill that space. They begin to talk. In doing so, they reveal their intentions, expose their insecurities, and tell you precisely how to prevail. All because they could not withstand the weight of your quiet. Stop explaining yourself. Stop defending your actions. Stop offering your opinion before it is demanded of you. Become a repository of information. Absorb everything, reflect nothing. When people cannot decipher your position, they cannot form a strategy against you. They become uncertain. They begin to seek your validation. Silence, therefore, is not merely the absence of sound. It is the palpable presence of control. Number 2, the law of strategic amorality. Here you will feel resistance. You have been conditioned to see every event, every person, and every outcome through a binary lens. Good or bad, fair or unfair, right or wrong. This compulsion to moralize is a chain around your neck. The strategic mind does not traffic in morality. It analyzes in terms of effectiveness or ineffectiveness. When a predator hunts, is it evil? No. It is necessary. When a storm destroys, is it malicious? No. It is inevitable. You suffer because you project your moral framework onto an indifferent reality. You feel anger at betrayal because you believe they should not have done it. You feel despair at lost opportunity because it was not fair. This strategic mindset requires you to step outside of this emotional judgment. View reality as a mechanic views an engine. If the car does not start, the mechanic does not condemn the engine. He diagnoses the failure and corrects it. When someone moves against you, do not waste energy on offense. Offense is the refuge of the powerless. Instead, analyze. Why did they act? What do they seek? Where is their leverage? How is it neutralized? This is strategic amorality. It does not mean you lack ethics. It means you refuse to let your ethics blind you to the true mechanics of power. You can be a principled person, but you must first be a clear-eyed strategist. For a principled person without power is not virtuous. They are merely a future casualty. Stop asking, why did they do this to me? Start asking, what does this action now enable me to do? Number 3, the law of controlled vulnerability. A common misconception is that the strategic mind is robotic, cold, distant, and inhuman. This is the mark of an amateur. This is the person merely trying to perform an idea of strength, not one who truly embodies it. True dark intelligence understands that humans are emotional creatures. If you appear too perfect, too cold, or too invulnerable, you provoke envy. You create silent enemies who want to see you fail, not because you are wrong, but because your strength exposes their weakness. Perfection makes you a target, so you must give them something small. This is the law of controlled vulnerability. You deliberately reveal a minor, harmless flaw to disarm those around you. Perhaps you admit you're terrible with technology. Perhaps you share a mildly embarrassing story from your past. Perhaps you ask for a small, insignificant favor. This activates the Ben Franklin effect. When people help you, or when they notice a flaw in you, their guard drops. They feel superior, or they feel connected. They think, he's human. He's like me. Good. That is exactly where you want them. While they bond with the flaw you curated, they become blind to your real strengths. You are managing perception. You are humanizing yourself just enough to avoid becoming a threat, while keeping your true core, your real plans, and your actual weaknesses sealed in a vault they don't even know exists. Never expose your throat, but occasionally reveal a scratch on your arm. It makes them feel safe, and a safe enemy is easy to outmaneuver. Number 4, the law of the mirror. We live in an age of extreme narcissism. Everyone is obsessed with their own reflection. They are the star of their internal movie, and everyone else is background noise. The mistake most people make is trying to compete for the spotlight. They try to impress. They try to prove intelligence. They try to dominate the frame. Stop. Dark intelligence doesn't outshine. It reflects. Become a mirror. Reflect their emotions back to them. If they are angry, acknowledge the anger. If they are excited, match their energy. Use their language. Adopt their posture. When you mirror someone, a powerful psychological transfer occurs. They stop seeing you and start seeing themselves. And because people are deeply in love with themselves, they begin to trust you, admire you, and feel understood. They will label you intelligent, charismatic, empathetic, often without you saying much at all. This is not deception. It is intelligence gathering. When you mirror, you are not reacting. You are observing. You are learning their triggers, their values, their insecurities. While they fall in love with their own reflection in your presence, you are quietly mapping their psyche. The mirror has no ego. It does not compete. It simply reflects. Be the mirror. Let them perform. Let them posture. And while they are distracted by their own image, you move the pieces on the board without them ever realizing the game has already shifted. Number 5, the law of outcome independence. The root of anxiety is attachment to results. You want the job, you want the relationship, you want validation, and because you want it, you signal need. You signal scarcity. And in the dynamics of power, need is weakness. People instinctively withdraw from those who require them. They gravitate toward those who could walk away without loss. Detachment is not indifference. It is leverage. The moment you stop needing the outcome, you become dangerous, because nothing can be taken from you. You must cultivate a state of radical outcome independence. This is the mindset that says, I will work for this. I will plan for this. But if I do not get it, I will still be fine. This is not quitting. This is the ultimate power position. The moment you are willing to walk away from the negotiation table, the leverage shifts to you. The moment you are willing to lose the relationship, you define the standards. Machiavelli understood that fear of loss enslaves men. If your employer knows you are terrified of losing your job, he owns your behavior. If your partner knows you are terrified of being alone, they control your decisions. Power begins when you mentally accept the worst possible outcome. Visualize losing everything. Sit with it. Strip it of drama. Make peace with the reality. You will realize something important. You would survive. Once the fear of loss is dismantled, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. You can speak the truth because consequences no longer intimidate you. You can take calculated risks because failure no longer paralyzes you. The person who needs nothing is the one who eventually gets everything because they operate from abundance rather than desperation, clarity rather than hunger. Number 6, the law of the useful enemy. Most people crave comfort. They want peace, approval, and agreement. They want everyone to like them, and they avoid conflict whenever possible. This instinct is biological, but it is also a mistake. Conflict is the forge of intelligence. Without resistance, the mind softens and decays. Machiavelli advised that a ruler must not only be prepared for war, but must actively study it. Dark intelligence understands the function of an enemy. An enemy sharpens your focus. An enemy forces discipline. An enemy exposes weaknesses so they can be corrected. Without opposition, you become complacent. You grow comfortable inside your own ego. Sometimes friction is not an obstacle. It is propulsion. History makes this clear. Tesla needed Edison. Ali needed Fraser. Rivalry creates pressure, and pressure creates excellence. Fire is born from collision. Do not complain about those who try to undermine you. Use them. Let their resentment fuel your work ethic. Let their doubt confirm the scale of your ambition. More importantly, a common enemy is the fastest way to unify people. Nothing bonds a group more efficiently than a shared threat. If you want to unite a team, a family, or a movement, you do not preach love. You identify danger. You define the threat. Do not fear enemies. Curate them. Choose an enemy worthy of your potential and let the struggle elevate your standards. Number 7, the law of the persona. You believe you are one person. You cling to the idea of being authentic. This belief is limiting. You are not singular. You are adaptive. You behave differently with your parents than with your superiors, differently with your lover than with your rival. Dark intelligence is the conscious construction of these roles. Authenticity is often just an excuse for a lack of discipline. I'm just being myself, says the man who ruins rooms with his temper. That is not authenticity. That is immaturity. Your personality is not sacred. It is a tool. In high-stakes environments, you wear the mask of authority, calm, decisive, unshakable. With family, you wear the mask of the protector, present, grounded, stable. This is not deception, this is calibration. You do not use a hammer to tighten a screw. You do not use a screwdriver to break stone. Why would you use the same personality in every situation life presents? Machiavelli wrote that a ruler must be both lion and fox, ferocious when necessary, cunning when required. A lion alone walks into traps. A fox alone is devoured. Fluidity is survival. Be water. Take the shape of the environment you are in. When the container breaks, you flow forward. You do not shatter. Number 8, the law of necessary suspicion. Trust but verify is too soft. Verify first. Trust provisionally. The naive mind projects its own morality onto the world. You think I would not deceive him, so he will not deceive me. This projection is the birthplace of betrayal, manipulation, and regret. Dark intelligence begins with a hard realization that causes most heartbreaks. People act in their own self-interest. Even generosity is often fueled by the need to feel virtuous, admired, or morally superior. This truth is not meant to make you bitter. It is meant to make you alert. You must cultivate a baseline level of suspicion, not paranoia. Paranoia is fear without evidence. Suspicion is disciplined awareness. It is attention to patterns, incentives, and inconsistencies. Listen less to what people say and watch more closely what they do. Words are cheap because they are designed to persuade. Action is expensive and therefore honest. When someone presents you with an incredible opportunity, ask yourself what they gain from it. When someone flatters you excessively, ask what they are trying to redirect your attention away from. Manipulation thrives on distraction. Machiavelli observed that people are remarkably easy to deceive because they prefer comfort over truth. Do not be the one who volunteers to be deceived. Demand proof before trust. Test loyalty before dependence. Give people small responsibilities and observe how they handle them before granting real authority. It is far better to be pleasantly surprised by integrity than devastated by betrayal. Number 9, the law of the shadow. This is the deepest principle, one that both Carl Jung and Machiavelli would recognize, despite standing centuries apart. You must integrate your shadow. Society conditions you to be harmless, to be agreeable, to suppress anger, ambition, and the desire for dominance. But harmlessness is not virtue. It is weakness disguised as morality. A person who cannot cause harm is not good. They are simply incapable. And someone who lacks the capacity to confront evil cannot genuinely stand against it. Dark intelligence is the acceptance that you are capable of cruelty, manipulation, and destruction. This is not something to celebrate, but it is something you must acknowledge. If you deny your capacity for darkness, you will never recognize it in others. You will mistake danger for kindness and malice for charm. Worse still, if you repress your shadow, it will express itself unconsciously through resentment, passive aggression, sabotage, and quiet self-destruction. The solution is not repression. It is integration. You must bring the monster into the light. You must look directly at it and say, I see you, and you answer to me. When you know you could destroy someone, but consciously choose restraint, that is virtue. That is controlled power. Machiavelli's ideal leader was never a saint. He was a man who understood how and when to use dark methods for constructive ends. You need that edge. You need the presence that signals to the world, I am calm by choice, not because I am incapable. When you integrate your shadow, you become whole. You stop fearing the darkness in others because you have already confronted it within yourself. These principles are not a checklist. They are a lens. Once adopted, they permanently alter how you see the world. You begin to notice the silences that speak louder than words, the mirrors people hold up, the predators, the performers, the lions, and the foxes. You are no longer a civilian in the war of the mind. You are a participant. But power carries a cost. Awakening creates distance. As you sharpen your awareness, you will notice how many people are still asleep. Old relationships may feel misaligned. Familiar conversations may feel shallow. Others may say you have changed, become quieter, colder, harder to read. Let them think that. You are shedding the identity of the victim. You are releasing the need for validation. You are stepping into the territory of the outlier. The question has never been whether these principles work. History has answered that repeatedly. The real question is whether you have the discipline to live by them. Most people will consume ideas like this and return to their old habits, complaining, hoping the world becomes gentler, waiting to be saved. But you are still here. You are paying attention. If you are willing to confront what most avoid, to dismantle the weaker version of yourself and replace it with something deliberate and unshakable, then you already know the path forward. The descent goes deeper. And this is only the beginning. I'll see you in the shadows.